y'all, welcome back to another week and another video. I hope you're enjoying the cut series so far. Today's vlog is not quite a vlog, but is a vlog. Today I am going to be showing and explaining to you my current tracker in terms of calories and how I'm guiding myself in terms of calories, in terms of my diet to make sure that I'm losing body fat at the rate that I want to. If you want to see where my calories are at and how I'm kind of making those decisions thus far, then keep on watching this video. If you're enjoying the cut series so far, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Let me know if you want to see anything specific, and let's just get right into it. I'm gonna put on the screen right now like a snapshot of what my tracker looks like. This is just a still shot of a zoom out perspective of my tracker. I am measuring things like carbs, fat, fiber, sugar, water, sleep, if I'm training that day, if I'm doing cardio, which I'm not, the day of my cycle, and then a bunch of biofeedback markers like my stress, performance, soreness, sleep quality, energy, hunger levels, craving, digestion, and then just an additional note portion. That's just a lowdown of the things that we are recording and thinking about on a daily basis. So essentially I come to this tracker sheet every single day and I record everything for the day. What I want to talk about is just how I've figured out my calories and how I'm going about manipulating my diet in terms of calories, because I feel like this is the area where people struggle the most and really don't have the knowledge as to how to do it appropriately. It's very much like all or nothing, which is fine and dandy possibly, but for your girl right here, we're going slow and steady. Let's get into it. I'm gonna zoom in on the first week of my tracker. All I have recorded there are my calories and my macronutrient breakdown, and this was just because I wanted to get a good idea as to what my calories were currently at eating regularly on a day-to-day basis. You can see that my average calories were about 2,300 calories. I know that this is actually lower than what I was eating, because what is not pictured here, if you look on the side, you can see there are some days that are not entered, and those days were definitely days that I was eating over that amount of calories. So I know that my calories actually were a little bit higher, but this is just what I would consistently eat on a day-to-day basis in my day-to-day normal kind of routine life. So I also knew that right out of the gate, just providing that consistency and taking out things like going out to eat or having alcohol, having the ice cream more frequently at the end of the night, if I just took those things out, that would also just put me in a calorie deficit. So I wasn't too concerned with dropping too many calories right out of the gate, because I knew that just following something more strictly would put me in a deficit. From that is where I got the week one target. So I started my calories at 2,200 calories. Granted, this is about at least 100 calorie deficit, right? I would say even 200 calories at least, maybe 3. It's got to be like 200 calories. I remember feeling the most hungry that week, which is in my biofeedback markers. I increased my protein a little bit because that just becomes more and more important as you get into a deficit. We want to work so hard to maintain the muscle that we have. When you are in a deficit, your body is going to get rid of it a lot more easily versus when you're in a surplus. So always, no matter what, making sure that I hit my protein every single day, because my number one goal is lose body fat and minimal muscle. It's likely that it's going to happen, but I want to lose as little muscle as possible. You'll see that my protein is very high, and that's what I would recommend for anybody going into any type of cut. And I just was trying to get used to eating more structured and tracking my food every day. That was enough. I saw pretty good results from the first week, to be honest. Again, it's like boom in the beginning. That's just how it happens. So I only dropped 100 calories on the next week. If we zoom in to week 2, so I was at 2,100 calories. Again, increased my protein a little bit, decreased the carbs a little bit, fat a little bit, like everything just a little tiny bit. I'm just not looking for drastic changes for me. I prefer the slow and steady way. Also helps me stay a little sane. The only thing that will make me go insane is logging it every day. This is the longest I've gone logging in a very long time. After week 2, going into week 3, which is right now, I am sitting at 2,065 calories. So I kept the protein the same, 200. I'm gonna keep it the same for next week as well. Carbs is really what I'm gonna change. I'm gonna drop my carbs. I know that my body is gonna respond to that. Been there, done that. I just have to get used to eating less carbs. The hardest part now is going to be trying to keep that fiber up. That's the biggest thing that I've noticed is as I've cut my calories, it's been harder to keep up with my fiber because a lot of my carbs are now cut. So things like my oats that I've always eaten a lot of, like I'm not getting fiber there anymore, or even the amount of berries. I have incorporated and have made a priority things that are higher in fiber more now than ever. Helps me feel full and it helps with my digestion a lot is what I've noticed thus far. The bottom line here is that I am looking at weekly averages. I'm looking at trends over time. Each week am I eating less calories overall? Like if I average my calories, am I eating less? Yes? Okay, great. That's what we should be focusing on. And just making sure that things like my protein are a very high priority, hitting that high protein goal. This is also a very good accountability partner, and with the biofeedback markers, it just gives me a little bit more information. So I'm learning more about how my calories affect other things, like maybe my soreness or my energy level, or how I'm timing my meals and how it's dictating my hunger on the days that I'm like, oh, I was more hungry today. Well, when I look back at the day, what did I do differently? Oh, well, I didn't plan my meals out effectively, or I went too long without having a meal, so then I just felt hungry, or I felt like I couldn't catch up. Those biofeedback markers are there to just provide me with a little bit more information. I'm gonna zoom in on that real quick. I've noticed also things like sleep and how it affects my stress, or how it affects my cravings, or my soreness as well, right? Paying attention to how all of these things influence one another will allow you to work smarter, not harder, and just more effectively with what you have or what kind of cards you've been dealt. I want to pick and choose to win where it's easy and I'm able to win, right? Like there's so many things I could focus on, but if I focus on everything, it would be too much. This also allows me to narrow in maybe on more individual specific smaller things to make it seem more attainable, and again just bringing my awareness to a lot of other things and teaching me new things about myself and my body and how I react and how I respond to things. This tracker is super cool. I absolutely love it, and I just wanted to show you because that's a big part of my journey right now and a big part in navigating it and getting the information I need to then do whatever it is that I'm choosing to do next. So here's another thing is you have to learn to trust the process, because one thing that's very sneaky is right now I am reaching that halfway point in my cycle, so I'm starting to notice water retention, and this can be very sneaky because I, in my mind, look at myself in the mirror, or wait, you step on the scale and you're heavier, and I'm like, oh no, something's wrong. I'm doing something wrong. And not only my cycle, but there was one day where I just had a lot of salt the day before, or I just drank a lot of water the day before. There's certain things that will play mind games with you because they alter the way your physique looks, especially as you get leaner. Like sometimes I feel like it's more of a mind game. Something like this allows me to know, like, no, this is, you're doing what you should be doing. You're exactly on track. Look at everything else. What's going on? What could be the possible factor? That way I'm not just making decisions based on my emotion in the moment when I'm like, oh, damn, I kind of look like bloated, like what's happening? Like I don't understand. Okay, let me do some extra exercise today, or I'll cut that at breakfast and take more calories away or try to undereat. This is really good, I know, also for myself, just to hold myself accountable in that sense. So I wanted to share that. It's something that's been working really well for me, so maybe you can find a system like this that works well for you. Again, not gonna ramble too much. I just want to spend the time talking about this today. Closing up week 3, what do I have to say about week 3? Honestly, not much. I'm back home now, so it's just been a week of getting more acquainted and adjusted at home. I'm looking forward to week 4. We are cutting the calories. I won't let you know what just yet. You'll have to wait to find out. I'm reaching the point now where I'm starting to want things that, like, I want something sweet, so I have to somehow find a way to make it hit all of my macros. So I'm kind of reaching that point. I'm a dessert gal. I'm a sweets gal. I need a little something sweet at the end of my day and after dinner. It's what I do. It's what I like. I look forward to it. Next week, I'll show you some desserty things that you could have that are low calorie or easy ways to kind of fit your macros. So if you're interested in seeing that, then stay tuned for next week's video because I will show you that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope the tracker helped you in some way, shape, or form. If it did, smash the thumbs up button. Let me know what you want to see next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
You stole